I'm going to be the new director here at Outdoors with the Morgans. In a year and a half. It took me the last 6 months to get 5,000 subscribers.
So this will give you some idea of how much rain we had just in the last couple days. One benefit to all the rain though, I planted this grass here about 2.5 weeks ago. Normally it's not that easy to grow grass in the middle of summer, but boy, it came in nice. That's no fertilizer, no nothing, just good topsoil. Seeded it, put some straw on it for mulch, and Mother Nature took it from there. So it's now Saturday morning. Yeah, Saturday. And yesterday we had 3 rounds of rain, real heavy rain, and we had some more this morning. But in the afternoon there yesterday, I was able to, I started cleaning up the excavator some. I got it greased. I adjusted the tracks. I'm going to clean the inside of it here this morning and kind of finish it up. I was going to video adjusting the tracks, but it's really no big deal. All you do is take this cover off right here. There's a grease fitting in there, and you pump it up to the right amount. And right here on the side of the machine, it shows you how to adjust them. This is for rubber tracks, steel tracks. So from your roller to the track, it says between 0.4 and 0.6 inches. So about a 1/2 inch. I don't know if I ever showed you this or not. This is a pretty handy feature to keep from spilling fuel. When you're fueling this up, push this button right here. You know, the machine's not on or anything. And I don't know if you can hear that. The speed of that beep increases as it's getting fueled up. Once you get almost to the top, it's one constant beep, and you know it's just about full. So far I've got about 110 hours on the excavator. I know when I bought it, I estimated that I'd be using it around 200 hours a year. I think I'm real close on that because I bought it a little over 6 months ago. And I have been doing my best to take care of this machine extremely well. This will last me the rest of my life. I keep it clean. I follow all the maintenance schedules. Like I said, I just adjusted the tracks. Keep it greased up. I even wipe off all the excess grease around there because that collects a lot of dirt. And it's nice to keep it clean. I mean, they get dirty real quick, but even using the blade and stuff, you know, it doesn't take long at all. You've got dirt over top of everything, down in where all your grease fittings are. So I do like to take maybe an hour every couple weeks and get it cleaned up and looking good. But knock on wood, so far no scratches or dings or anything like that. Alright, so next up, we're going to pull the tractor up by the house. And it's actually trying to rain again right now, but here in a little bit, I'm going to get this all cleaned up. And I still need to replace that shear bolt in the brush hog back there. If you didn't see that video the other day, I broke 3 of them in one day. And I hadn't broken one for a year and a half since I had that brush hog. And the one that was in it was from Land Pride. It lasted a long time. I got in a pinch there and I ended up buying a 5-pack from Tractor Supply. They were these Country Line. And I checked the gearbox. There's nothing wrong with anything. What was happening was I was hitting some mounds of dirt in areas that I didn't brush hog before. And I think the grade 2 bolts from Country Line really weren't a grade 2 bolt. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a few grade 2s today. I'll keep them in the toolbox in here. And as soon as it dries up again, we'll use it again. But I checked everything else out. The only reason they broke is the bolts weren't any good, and I was hitting some mounds of dirt. So since I talked to you guys last, it rained 2 more times. No, maybe 3 more times. We probably got an inch of rain today. But I got the proper shear bolts here for the Land Pride brush hog. I won't have any problems after this. I took the shaft off, checked everything out. The gearbox is fine. Everything's good. I just had some bad luck with those cheap bolts that I tried replacing the original one with. That's good. And I give her a little shot of grease while I'm in here. All right, I got the brush hog fixed up. I got the tractor greased, washed, ready to go. Excavator's ready to go. And it hasn't rained, you know, it hasn't stormed for almost 2 hours, but it's just starting to again. So Melissa and Eva just got home. It's been just the Huntman and I all day today. And you know what? He has been super relaxed and calm today. It's been a pretty good day.
He's like that. I believe he would totally be fine if we all disappeared.
Yeah, he would be fine. But you know what? We all need a day like this. Now, you guys were pretty busy, but for me, I tinkered around with the equipment. Hunter and I actually took a little nap today. It was
rained a lot today.
What?
We were at a youth activity for our church, and they had games, and we tried to do our best. And every time it rained, we would go inside. It quit raining. We'd go back out, and they had these big inflatables, obstacle courses. It was really fun, but I'm soaked to the bone. It
looks like tomorrow things are going to turn around, and we'll be able to take the tops out of the Jeep, Eva. It won't rain.
Oh, tell
them what happened the other day, Eva.
Okay, first off, I texted my dad and asked if I could take the tops out and put them back in after that night. But without answering, he took them out.
Trying to be a good dad.
5 minutes later, it starts pouring.
He's like, Eva.
And then he got mad at me. If he would have just waited a second and answered me, by the time I would start to take them out, the rain would be over.
That's the life of a Jeep.
Somehow it was my fault.
You'll get used to it. Oh, and the inflatables that we were talking about, they had an obstacle course.
She
have
landed
some
on me.
really good footage of Eva and I racing through these bouncy house inflatables. And it's an obstacle course. It was super fun, but you have to jump up over this thing, and I landed on her. I totally felt awful because I heard a crunch, and I thought...
and then asked me about 100 times if I was okay.
I squished her, yeah.
You're like as tall as your mom now.
Well, I am standing on my shoes. They're not on.
Okay, I can stand up on them. But as a mom, I know how much I weigh.
It did
and
pop.
I'm like, oh no. I'm like, are you okay?
Yep.
All right, we're doing some measuring here. How high is that?
12 feet, 6 inches.
12 feet, 6 inches. Now, it will go higher than that, but what we're trying to figure out is how high it is from the top of the stick right there down to the ground. Because as you know, we use this down at the sawmill to set big heavy logs on the mill. And sometimes, you know, I'll take the slab off the top, pick it up, spin it around, flip it over, put it back on the mill. And Melissa and I were talking today about possibly building another building down there. Now, nothing like this one right here, but maybe just like a big pavilion down there. And I was thinking I'll call that Pole Barns Direct, who built this building right here. But we're going to need like 13 feet of clearance in there. That's about as high as I would need to go right there, you know, to set a log on the mill. And then we could get concrete with the hosses to pour a floor in there. Yeah. And by the way, as far as the floor in there, they're on vacation right now. They'll be back as soon as they're back, a well-deserved vacation. I think he takes 1 week a year off, and they go to the...
Oh, their family, yeah.
Yeah, and they go to the beach. So that's what they're doing right now. But when they get back, we'll get that poured. And I don't know how far out like Pole Barns Direct is right now, and lumber prices are just now starting to come down, not fast enough, but they are coming down. But I think it'd be worth at least calling, getting a quote, and see where we're at.
I agree.
And what's nice about that Pole Barns is if prices come down between when they quote you and when they come, you will see that cost savings. You know, he told me that before. They just have to play the game like everybody else, you know.
Well, it's worth them to give us so they know
the
direction we want to go. But I would go even a little higher than that.
Yeah, 13 feet. And then if we wanted to do walls down the road, we could always just use that red pine, you know what I mean, and put some walls up around it. But yeah. All right, 12 feet, 6 inches. All right.
All right. And this grass is really coming in nice.
That's what happened when it rains every 3 hours.
I know. It's exactly right. I might grow grass. Who knows? I'm soaked. But if you go to Morgan's Off the Leash and watch my most recent video, I have a segment of how I planted some grass around the trees in the front yard when I was doing my I did the rock beds over.
Yeah.
And it was late at night, and I could see some dirt that was just, you know.
You didn't even put straw on or anything, and it looks like $1 million bucks.
And yeah. But someone commented on that and said that they made me think of their neighbor that's kind of crazy. He planted grass and a section of his yard, and it looked real nice, but then he saw the neighbor out there digging it up, and he's like, yo, neighbor, what are you doing? And he's like, it doesn't match my other grass. So he dug up all this new grass because he had the wrong seed. And it was obvious that my grass, which is this, doesn't blend with my old grass, but oh wow,
yeah,
it grew like that. I'm glad I put that seed down when I was thinking of it.
Well, this Kentucky 31, it'll get darker when it first starts growing. It almost looks fluorescent green. You know what I mean? It's a bright green.
That guy's neighbor must have had something similar.
Yeah, but it will it'll look like the rest of it here in just a little bit. I need to do some mowing. Everything else out of control. It just rains and rains.
But you say tomorrow it's supposed to.
Looks like the next 4 or 5 days look good.
Good.
So yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking. I think later tonight, what I'll do, I'll maybe sketch out what I think we're going to need for a building down there. I guess we should just call it like a big pavilion or something. But it'd be nice to have the sawmill in there. I could park the excavator in there. It doesn't need to be in here. And what would really be nice is to be able to have the log splitter in there with like the conveyor shooting out, you know, stack some lumber, some tractor attachments. We'll have to see how it goes. But today was a really good day. I know you guys had fun. The weather was horrible, but you need days like this once in a while. You know, I got a bunch of little things done. Hunter and I think I mentioned earlier, we actually took a nap today. I never do that. The dogs are even kind of laid back. Now, probably around 11 o'clock tonight, Archie will be wound for sound. He's got to burn some energy, doesn't he?
Even last night, we were like, I was dead tired because our activity was the past couple days. So I came home, I'm like, Mike, I'm ready for bed. Mike fell asleep before I did. Next thing I know, Archie could see himself in the deck door, and he was barking at himself.
And then he wants to play, like at 11 o'clock at night. She usually, how many times do you take him for a hike each day? At least twice.
Yeah, at least twice. But yesterday I did take him for one really early in the morning that got you through like a good part of the day. But by evening, he was like, I'm ready.
I know. Would like to be able to train him to like run down to Levi and Kate's house and like just drop something off and run all the way back or something. Just something to burn some of that. I couldn't imagine having as much energy as that dog though. He is just till the sun goes down. Well, most nights when you keep him busy during the day, but then he's done for, sleeps really well, and he's ready to rip the next day. But there's something else I wanted to mention. Oh, what we have not done for the longest time is ask for you to comment. Let us know where you're from and like what you do. And you don't have to go into specifics, but I always find that fascinating. I've done that probably 4 or 5 times over the last couple years. But yeah, let us know in the comments where you guys are from and what you do. If you're retired or if you're still working, let us know. That's always, I find it fascinating, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Because a lot of people, and it's been a while since you asked that, but a lot of people shared stuff that I was like, that is so cool. Oh my.
All different professions, all different parts of the world, but we're all kind of interested in the same stuff, just kind of being outside doing stuff. I mean, right now it's still sprinkling, and I would rather be out here than sitting in the house. And,
yeah, and with our gray skies. Actually, it's just a tint of bluish gray.
Tomorrow, mostly sunny.
All right.
Time will tell. But anyway, those are some of the things happening. It was a good day just to take care of a few things and kind of relax and reset. Thinking about getting something built down below. We'll get a price from Pole Barns Direct at least and see where we're at and go from there.
And most buildings, you know, you have to kind of think about, am I going to make it too tall? Because, you know, they have fire, you know, how does your ladder truck go up that high? And as you have us measuring the boom on the excavator,
it's not going to be, we'll be fine with that. But the reason I don't want to make it too tall on the inside is the taller it is, the easier it is for rain and snow to blow in. You know what I mean?
Well, as you were telling about this, I started to picture all of this, that you're going to put the excavator inside and the Woodmizer and the wood splitter, the conveyor, which kind of turned into, so maybe I will go ahead and put, in my head, I'm like, I know Mike Morgan. I know how this goes.
You know why she's in agreement?
Put walls on it, and yeah.
You know why she's in agreement to this is that game room in that building was originally going to be a lot smaller than what it's going to be because you've creeped way over into this side of the building with it.
I'll push you right out of it.
Push me right out this side.
Go ahead. Before you know it, we're all going to have our own little establishment here. Hunter will live here. I'll live there. Mike will live down below. But yeah, comment how you found Outdoors with Morgan. Comment where you're from and what you do. We'd love to hear that, and we appreciate you being here.
Oh, one more thing. You're going to see this video on Sunday morning, and we may do a live on this channel Sunday night. We may. We'll have to see what the weather's doing and what we have going on. But so keep that in the back of your head. But we normally do the lives on Melissa's channel, Morgan's Off the Leash. And we usually get over 1,000 people on there. But we may do that on this channel, which you'll see this on Sunday, so tonight. So I'll put it on our community page and on the Facebook page if we decide to do that. So keep that in mind. But we're just kind of rambling. Do you want to wrap this video up unless you have anything you'd like to add?
Just trying to steal my thunder.
Oh, because you do the lives. Okay. So anyway, if you enjoyed these videos, please hit the like button, click subscribe, share them with your friends, and we really appreciate y'all being here.
Thanks.
We'll see you on the next one.